Okay, I'm going to demonstrate how to do image 1 in your photo manipulation assignment. So image 1 counts for C. It is one of the easy labeled assignments. So I'm going to show you pretty much exactly what I expect for this assignment. So you open up the image, and in this image you are supposed to change the eye color of this young girl. I'm not worried about any other photo touch-ups or any other photo corrections, simply just changing her eyes. Now this actually should be a pretty easy color change because her eyes are so light in color. So the first thing you're going to do is open up your layers panel. I'm going to drag mine out over here. If your layers panel is not open, go up to window and go down to layers and make sure you have it selected so it opens up. I always make a copy of my image just in case something goes wrong, and then I just turn that background copy off. So now I have my new copy just in case. Now what you're going to do, because we're just simply changing the color of her eyes, we're going to come down here to our adjustments layer, which is this half little circle, and you're going to click on that. You're going to click on hue and saturation. Now this little box will pop up. It's your properties box, and this allows you to actually adjust the colors. Now you see when I slide this around, it changes the colors, but it changes the colors on the entire image. I'm just going to focus on her eyes. So I'm going to say I want some purple eyes, a little bit more vibrant. So this first slider here changes the colors. The second one changes the saturation, so how vibrant it is. So you could take all the saturation out and basically turn the image black and white, or you can add it and make it extremely vibrant. We don't want it so vibrant. And you can even darken them up a little bit or lighten them. Oops. Darken them up a little or lighten. Now this does the entire image, so remember, you have to be careful with how far you go. So I'm just going to leave this at 0. Now you will notice under this master's drop down, there's red, yellows, green, cyan, blue, and magenta. Now what this allows you to do is actually change just those tones. So if I wanted to change just the cyan, which is more of a blue tone, it's just going to change the areas that are blue. So you'll notice her shirt back here is changing, but her actual skin tone isn't because there really isn't any blues in the skin tones. So you can play around with these settings as much as you want to get the perfect eye color. You want to change the greens, which she doesn't really have much green in her eyes, just a little bit in the center. You can do that. You want to change the yellow tones. We're just focused on the actual eyes though. Okay, we're not really focused on anything else. I know her skin looks a little yellow and things look a little off, but that's fine. Once you have an eye color that you pretty much like, we can move this properties panel out of the way. We don't need it. So if you notice, when I clicked on the adjustments layer, it actually opened up this new layer. So when we use the adjustments layers here, it always creates a new layer, which is great. Sorry about the dogs. So anyways, as I was saying, whenever you use an adjustment panel or adjustment layer, it automatically creates a new layer, which is great. So that way you're not actually destroying your original layer. So now that I have her eyes as this vibrant violet here, I want to mask everything out because I want just her eyes to be changed color, not the entire image. So this right here, this white box, this is called a layer mask. Now you notice you can select back and forth. When I click here, this is the hue and saturation. This is how I change it, so you'll notice this panel's here. When I click on the actual mask, it says layer mask and some things have kind of changed. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on the layer mask. Right now it's white. We're going to go up to edit and we're going to go down to fill and we're going to change it to black. Now if you remember from class, black actually covers up whatever adjustment layer we are doing and white reveals. So now we have the entire thing in black. So basically it's like we turned off the layer. Okay, if I turn it on and off, nothing changes because black covers everything up and her eyes went back to being blue. So now, while I'm still selected on the layer mask, I'm going to come over to my paintbrush tool and I'm going to just use pretty much a hard brush, small pixel, and make sure it's on white paint. Oops. So simply just make sure you have white paint clicked. If you're not sure, just click this little default right there and select white. Then you're going to zoom in to her eyes. and you're going to paint. Now, if you'll notice, it's not really doing much, and that's because my opacity is down. Make sure your brush mode is normal, opacity is 100%, and your flow is 100%. Now when I paint, it changes the colors of her eyes. So if you go over, real simple, just select black, which you can simply do just by clicking these little arrows. And just kind of touch up. Go back to white, go to her other eye, and you're simply going to paint that. If you make any mistakes, go ahead and fix it. So now she has those violet eyes. If I want to change the color of the eyes after I've filled them in and painted them, oops, you simply just click here on your hue and saturation panel, and I can simply adjust them here. So I can make them a lot more bright. I'm going to go into the yellows, kind of change that yellow tone that's in the center of her eyes. So you can just kind of click and play around. You can even make this guy down here, helps you kind of broaden the range of colors that it's selecting from. So as you can see, you can sit here and change the eye colors. So you can pick whatever color you want. It doesn't matter. However, the only thing I want to see is that her eyes have been changed color, that you have a hue and saturation layer here, and you're using a mask. Once you have this completely done, you're done with this assignment and you can turn it in.